the Eurozone. The British government is facing increasing political pressure to reach a withdrawal deal with the EU, and this week businesses have also been raising the stakes. Airbus is the latest industrial giant to warn about the dangers of the ongoing uncertainty, as Ellen Gainsford explains.
Pressure is piling on Theresa May. With just over 2 months to go until Britain leaves the EU, business leaders and unions are calling for some clarity. The CEO of Airbus has warned that the company could move some of its operations out of Britain in the absence of a smooth exit.
The UK's aerospace sector now stands at the precipice. Brexit is threatening to destroy a century of development based on education, research and human capital. If there's a no-deal Brexit, we at Airbus will have to make potentially very harmful decisions for the UK.
The German CEO said that up to 110,000 jobs rely on the group's British plants, and that 14,000 of these could be at risk. Other multinationals have already announced they're leaving. Japanese electronics titan Sony is switching its European headquarters to the Netherlands. And this week, UK appliance maker Dyson revealed it would move its base to Singapore in 2019. Britain's biggest car maker, Jaguar Land Rover, plans to pause production in April for a week due to potential disruption from Brexit. Meanwhile, British unions are concerned about the impact on workers' rights if the UK crashes out without a deal.
We didn't get the guarantees that we need. I think the Prime Minister should do the right thing. As a sign of good faith, she should take no deal off the table.
Despite the turmoil, Britain's Trade Secretary Liam Fox has insisted that the UK remains open for business and is still an attractive destination for foreign investment.
As it faces a growing international backlash, Huawei has unveiled its own next-generation 5G chips. The Chinese tech giant says it will soon roll out a new smartphone built entirely with its own components, rather than those that could be provided by US or other firms. The company has defended itself against accusations that its technology could give Beijing access to international data. One of its top executives, meanwhile, is under arrest in Canada, awaiting extradition to the United States. Huawei has shrugged off the spiraling controversies, insisting that its sales have not been impacted and that it remains a leader in developing the next wave of technology. The U.S. a month without a paycheck. Take a listen.
There's no real reason why they shouldn't be able to get a loan against it. Well, I feel sorry for the individuals that have hardship cases. 800,000 workers, if they never got their pay, which is not the case, they will eventually get it. But if they never got it, we're talking about 1/3% on our GDP. So it's not like it's a gigantic number overall.
Regardless of where you stand on the political spectrum, those comments do seem a little bit out of touch. The Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying that those comments are the 21st century equivalent of let them eat cake.
The words of Marie Antoinette, no less.
Absolutely.
Kate, thank you very much indeed. Kate Moody with All the Business. On the other side of our studio, Nick Rushworth, ready to go with Media Watch. Good evening, sir. Nicolas Maduro, now one of the, should we say, two presidents in Venezuela. He's been tweeting.
He has, obviously, with the economic crisis in the country, there's almost no real papers, hard news on the street. It's all going on online, social media. Maduro, as you said, tweeting. And this is just 24 minutes ago. There you can see him with his Bolivarian revolutionary cry, the roaring people of Venezuela reject firmly and emphatically the imperial aggressions against our homeland. We will defend this land as our liberators did. Long live the people of Venezuela. He's tweeting tweeting in English there, of course, in French, Spanish as well. There you can see he describes himself as son of Chavez, building the homeland with revolutionary efficiency. Now, we know that he has getting a lot of support around the world from various places with the hashtag We Are Maduro. And there you can see that page of We Are Maduro, and actually tweets in Turkish. And one of the people tweeting is actually the spokesperson for Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the Turkish president. There you can see Ibrahim Kalin, that is in Turkish. I can translate it for you, saying, Maduro, my brother, hold on, we are at your side. And the message clearly that the Erdogan government is giving Maduro full support and will resist all coup attempts against Maduro. So for a bit of analysis on that, just this Turkish connection with events in Venezuela the last few days, Bloomberg has this piece saying that they are very strong allies with Erdogan and Maduro, very much on the lookout for each other, because they have fewer and fewer allies around the world. Their long-time partnerships are withering. Now, there is actually a tweet map which you can go to around the world on this website, OmniSci, which shows the current tweets around the world. There are 400 million tweets happening now as we speak, and there you can see the world map. If we tap in the hashtag We Are Maduro, in fact, what do we see? We see 1,723, but if you scroll down here, you can actually see that quite a few of them are in Turkish. And if you go to the bottom of the page there, you can see that in Turkish it says 681 of the tweets out of 173 are in Turkish, only 232 in Spanish, 109 in English. So a lot of the activity coming from Turkey. We can just look at the map there. An easier map would be this one.
It's kind of strange to see where this Maduro-Erdogan link comes in, isn't it? It's sort of a strange alliance.
Indeed, and of course the other main alliance is with Putin himself. He's saying that there is a bid to usurp power here, isn't there, with Trump coming out in favor of Guaido.
Indeed. So, what about the social media campaign for the other president in Venezuela, then, Juan Guaido?
The dos presidentes, the two presidents here, Guaido's website. Actually, when you look at his Twitter handle there, it says that he is the president of the assembly. He hasn't actually changed it to say that he is president of Venezuela. And if you scroll down, he's basically tweeting every couple of hours here, and we can see he's getting support there from retweeting support from Mauricio Macri, the Argentine president. We've got support there from Chrystia Freeland, who's the Canadian foreign minister. And Quartz magazine is actually listing out who is supporting who in this tension in Venezuela, as this it goes geopolitical, isn't it, instantly.
Indeed.
In the world we live in today. There, the list, you can see mainly European and South American countries in favor of Guaido. We've got Bolivia, Cuba, Iran, Mexico, Russia, Uruguay in favor of Maduro. Now, Uruguay and Mexico, they, according to the front page of the Mexican paper La Razón, they are not overtly supporting Maduro. They're calling for dialogue to resolve this situation.
The quote I found as we were doing the story 24 hours ago was that the Mexicans are backing Maduro, quote, for now. Clearly, we need to see what happens. I'm calling for dialogue, as you say.
It is a fluid situation, because to take on Maduro when he's entrenched in power, the military have said, I mean, what I've been looking at here, the military have said that they are supporting him, but at the same time, there are tweets about some of the military handing themselves over to Guaido supporters, and so that's the information that's bubbling away.
Indeed, in the military and their families and their families' family. I mean, they're all the people in Venezuela who are suffering, who have
Absolutely.
All food and all supplies, and all this under Maduro's policies, continuation of Chavez's policies, says Bolivarian socialism, call it what you will. Venezuela completely broke with inflation into 1,000,000%, and people can't afford to buy basic things, and when they can, the things aren't even there. So clearly the people in the army suffering the same as the civilians, and one can only think that something might change at some point, but it seems at the moment this stalemate in Caracas, which is clearly raising more questions than it's giving answers. Nick, we'll leave it for there. Thank you very much indeed for that Media Watch, Nick, with the Media Watch. Interesting stuff. And of course, Kate, as ever, illuminating on the business. Great to see you. Thanks to you for watching. Stay with us. More to come here live from Paris.
France 24, 4 news channels in 4 languages, 430 journalists, 35 nationalities, 160 bureaus around the world, a global reach. 355 million households in over 180 countries can watch France 24. 61 million viewers watch the channel every week, and the numbers are constantly growing, with audience figures up by 31%. France 24 online is also forging ahead. Over 18 million visits a month on France24.com. With 45 million videos viewed online, France 24 is a leader on YouTube, while our 37 million Facebook and Twitter followers make us France's #1 channel on social media. To our constantly growing community of viewers, thank you. France 24, a different point of view.
Years ago, President Félix Houphouët-Boigny moved the capital city of Ivory Coast to Yamoussoukro, his native village. Huge construction sites were set up to transform the ancient village into a modern city. An international airport was built, a polytechnical institute, the presidential palace, and even one of the world's largest churches. But the planned transfer of institutions never happened, and very few people ever moved there. France 24 offers you a tour of the abandoned capital city.
Inside one of the world's most unknown capital cities, all this week on France 24.
Welcome back to Live from Paris here on France 24. I'm Mark Owen. These are the headlines. Caracas stalemate. Venezuela has 2 presidents this Thursday. The upstart Juan Guaido, who's morally supported by Washington, and it seems most of the international community, and Nicolas Maduro still in place with the backing of Venezuela's army. Shutdown, day 34. 2 bills aimed at ending it have failed. The Republican one would have seen Trump get nearly $6 billion of taxpayers' money to build his border wall. The Democrats' plan to reopen while negotiations are taking place was equally rejected. Renault's response to the scandal over its totemic chairman and chief executive was to name 2 men to take his place. Meanwhile, Carlos Ghosn remains in jail in Japan, facing charges of massive financial irregularities. Thank you very much for being with us. The United States has called for a UN Security Council meeting on Venezuela. This follows a day this Thursday when the military confirmed a ministerial leak from last night that the army is standing by President Nicolas Maduro. The United States was the first international voice to speak up in favor of the man who is seeking to replace Maduro. Juan Guaido swore himself in on Thursday as interim president. A number of countries followed by giving their support for this, including key regional powers such as Brazil and Colombia. The military's position then is crucial, and senior commanders have spoken out to confirm this Thursday that they stand by Maduro.
The government of the United States is pushing the right-wing opposition to take Venezuela to a state of insanity, of violence and chaos. They want to dismember this very nation and the very concept of the democratic state. They want to intervene in Venezuela, and the way they have chosen to intervene is by putting in a self-proclaimed de facto unconstitutional puppet as a president.
Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, speaking at the Supreme Court in Caracas earlier this evening. Maduro's reaction to Donald Trump's decision to give U.S. backing to Juan Guaido was to give American diplomatic staff 72 hours to leave Venezuela. In Paris this Thursday, our team spoke with the Venezuelan ambassador. He voiced his backing for President Maduro.
We talked about Juan Guaido being named the new president, but how? They choose a place.